we go. Do we have sound? I can see sound. I can see it working. That seems to be working fine. Excellent. Hi everyone. Thanks for tuning in.
Let's have a look. Yeah, we've got Bob there. Hello, Bob.
We've got Bob because Bob's always there.
Oh yeah, that's it. Bob's one of our friends from across the pond, so he's a regular tuner in it.
So this is a bit of a trial of a new format, really, isn't it? Because it's always been me and you doing it, and that's always worked fine. But it's
and I've jumped into the mix. Hello.
We've tried to bring in because it gives us the opportunity to now bring in like special guests and other bits as well. But of course, just to start, Chloe volunteered, so she's here.
Yeah, it's really important for people to know as well that we don't just exist in a vacuum. It's not just you and me being king and queen of the pouches over here in the UK. There's loads and loads of other people involved, and we'll have a committee of really dedicated owners. And one of the people who's been an enormous help is Chloe Brown,
Hello.
and she's live with us tonight, which is brilliant.
Hope everyone can hear Chloe okay.
Hello.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, where's Bob?
Where's Bob's usually our sound tester? Does the sound work?
Bob's pretty good.
Brilliant.
We'll say, is everything all right? And he'll go, yeah, that's fine, but I can't see him. Where's he gone?
He's there. It's for some reason my little chat window doesn't seem to have connected, which is annoying. But you can see the chat's popping up there.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, that's all
Chloe.
working.
Well, I'm guessing you can hear you now.
We're all to go then.
Fantastic.
Brilliant.
It's all to go. So it means that we can have a bit more of a more fluid chat, I guess, and
Yeah.
just sort of see where the flow takes us.
If it would be really nice, Chloe, if you could just fill people in with a little bit of your history and how
Yeah,
you've
of
come to
course.
be here.
Yes, of course. Well, I have got 3 Gambian pouch rats at the moment. I have got 2 boys who are currently running around the room with me, so you might see them soon. And I also have a female as well. So I do breed Gambian pouch rats, as some of you may know. I got my Gambian pouch rats probably about 2 years ago now, I think. And I wasn't originally planning on breeding, and I had a male and a female, and I thought I was going to get one neutered, and I thought, well, I'm quite a responsible person, and I've got a long history with animals. I'm currently at university anyway, learning veterinary studies, so that's part of that, and I just decided I'll have a litter and we'll see how it goes. I mean, it's been very trial and error, and you learn a lot through it, as you all know. It can be quite stressful, and I wouldn't recommend anybody just as breeding. There are many happy times and there are many upsetting times, and the sourcing of finding homes as well. You've got to have a lot of dedication in there, a lot of research as well. But I absolutely love them, and I think you have to take Gambian pouch rats really as they are, because as you know, they can be very temperamental.
They're not going to be anything else that you want them to be. They're going to be what they want to be.
No, they are the boss, certainly. And they even boss my dogs around, so...
Oh, look, we can see them in the background walking around. They're sniffing each other's bums. That's lovely.
Classy.
That's really tasteful, guys. Thank you.
We tried to. I tried saying it up our end. I don't know how well it's going to work, but if one of you guys puts in the exclamation mark pouch cam that you can see on the front of the thing, it should change our camera view to a camera downstairs on Selly. I don't know how well it's going to work because the chat thing hasn't connected, but if not, I can hit the button and do it manually, and it will feel like it worked.
Yeah.
So someone can give that a try and see whether that does its job. But we can.
We've got one with me here.
Oh, there
We can look at him in the meantime.
Can't
So
hear
we've
us.
got.
Is that any better? How's that? Is that any better, Bob?
There we go.
Bob's saying that we're a bit too quiet, but Chloe's fine.
Oh well, that's all right. Chloe can do all this, and we can just watch.
I just talk loudly anyway. Sorry.
I
Just
see
the way I am.
Archie. Welcome.
Oh, there you go. It suddenly decided it wants to catch up now.
Oh, our internet, our broadband speed's dreadful. Anyway, we always struggle with
Still
things
can't
like
hear.
this.
Let me whack a quick filter on that because I can put a gain on it and put the volume up because that's probably what it is. Give me a moment.
No.
Right, how's that? Is that louder, Bob? To keep us posted. It looks like that suddenly decided to start working now, which is annoying. Let me just sort that out. Okay, cool. It seems to be welcoming Bob again and again. Great. Oh, cool. Yeah, okay, Bob can hear us fine now. That's excellent.
Oh, that's good.
Brilliant.
One less thing to worry about.
That's handy.
And the pouch cam thing seems to be working as well. So I was going to start with the main subject that we put up on here is that I can see Sally's not doing very much now.
She was acting
There's just a hairy.
difficult. She's camera shy.
There's just like a hairy potato in the middle of all that somewhere. I can go and give her a poke at some
What is
point.
that thing in her bed? It looks like a lump of ham.
It's that
I
disgusting.
think it is.
It's that disgusting meat you bought from Tesco that we attempted to eat and abandoned
vile.
tonight. Never ever buy rolled shoulder of lamb. Just a warning to everyone out there. Just don't go there.
So the subject I put on this was that I was playing around with something. I saw, and this was another YouTube video, and it was talking about this. Why are you doing a bored face?
I'm not doing a bored
doing a bored
face. I'm
face?
absolutely riveted. Carry on.
Oh, come on, it was kind of funny.
Just
in a kind
listening,
of a
that's
freaky
all it
way.
is. You know,
Yeah,
fancy
your listening
twisting.
face. Meh. All right, fine, whatever. So there's obviously various AIs that do things like identify faces, and they can do the whole face swap. Don't start doing that face.
You've set me off now. Go on.
You do.
Carry on. With
I thought, what would happen if you put a pouch rat in as the input and a human as the output? What would happen?
It's
Because
not
we've
nice.
all done
They
we've all done
can't look
these.
good.
No, well, we've all
They
done these
can't look
animal
well.
swap things, haven't we? Swap your face with this, and it's.
Yeah.
But this was actually a computer or an AI trying to make sense of a face and transfer it onto human features. And I've got where's my screen? Change over to.
If anyone wonders what a bad experience on LSD is like, this is probably as close as you're going to get.
I'm not sure I'd want to bump into him on the street.
Let me just
to be
copy.
honest.
That's I forgot to put the sound on the. Headsets.
Wow.
Right, I've got
I
headsets.
think, yeah.
One sec. Sorry, I forgot to add audio output capture. Skype audio. That's it. Right, should better hear now.
Right. Can everyone hear everyone else?
I can hear you guys.
That's good.
Cool, right,
I can
we
hear
carry
you,
on.
Chloe.
Oh, look at this nightmare fuel type image. Right, so the next one I took this. Does that look familiar?
Oh, look.
So this was the starting image I started with, and I started mapping out, and I thought, well,
I can see the similarity. Are they related? I like the actual mapping image. It looks like a child's drawn it.
Oh.
well, it kind of was, because you got to map out the colours for
It was
different
you.
parts of the frame. It was me, yeah. And then, so the result was that.
Oh. Oh, wow.
They all kind of come up looking more or less the same. Sort of.
You can see how the AI is trying to make sense of what it's got and turn it into a person, can't
It's
you?
like a child. It's like a child mouse in
Sort
the
of.
aftermath of a nuclear attack.
It's,
It does look like something from Chernobyl. I'm
It
not
looks
gonna lie.
burned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it does. So then next we had Cecil.
That's Cecil.
That's Cecil.
Oh,
Oh,
Cecil.
bless him.
So if we map Cecil's face onto, then
I
we,
can
we
imagine
got.
Cecil looking like that as a human, actually.
Well, I was
Little
trying in
boy.
my head to find who would they most look like, and trying to find an
Yeah.
angle that matched.
Okay, let's see.
Oh, now that.
Bob,
that
it's funny you say that. You have to wait and see what comes up. That was kind of odd because that almost looks more like a normal rat now.
it
I was going to
does.
say that still looks like a naked fancy rat.
Yeah.
In a pile of sort of white hot molten lava.
Yeah.
It can't make any sense to the background, so it just blurs it
Yeah,
out
natural
entirely.
habitat.
The next one was
That's Arthur.
it was Arthur.
Oh, Lord.
This is where things got funny because I ran Arthur and I thought, who am I going to put Arthur with? So I thought, why not put him with Donald Trump?
Oh,
And,
Sorry, Arthur.
And I thought, just for the fun of it, I'm going to draw a T-shirt and hands,
And
just to see what the AI
yeah.
does with that. And there's something a bit...
It almost looks ecclesiastical, like a priest on an altar.
Personally, I think that's an improvement over Trump.
Well, I thought it was.
Definitely an improvement on Trump, not so much on Arthur.
I think it was. That's why I did. That's why I did this.
Oh, brilliant! I'm going to vote for him. Definitely going to vote for him.
I would vote for the weird mutant Arthur.
Yeah.
Trartha.
Yeah.
So the next one, I thought, what would happen? Because this particular AI is actually meant for training, taking an animated character, like a Disney character, and turning it into a human. That's kind of what its main purpose is, but it will do other things as well. So I thought, well, let's take an animated rat instead. Let's take Ribbon, and we'll try and map that onto David Tennant.
Yeah, why ever not?
Why not? Why not?
You can't go wrong with David Tennant, or can you?
You can.
Oh, you can.
Oh my God! Look at its eyes. Oh, it looks like someone's.
This is beyond unnatural.
It's nasty, isn't it? Looks like somebody's gouged them out with a hot spoon.
Wow.
Yeah, that's unpleasant.
That was that.
Annette Reynolds is saying, "Don't do that to Arthur."
I think there needs to be a warning on this. Do not do this at home.
No, don't do this to your children.
No, well, I got some. It was because I'd seen people do it with some Disney characters, and the things that come out the other end were just creepy. You know, in no way were they. Apparently, the AI is going to get better.
I have dreams where I look in the mirror and that happens, and I can take out my teeth and things. It's like, yeah, it is like a nightmare image. It's really, really nasty.
I was going to say, it fit perfectly into like a horror film, wouldn't it?
Definitely. They might. Well, we could have, yeah.
We could do an animated horror film using.
We could do Pouchageddon or something. Yeah.
It could, yeah, I think so. Revenge of the Zombie Pouch Rat.
Yeah, Pouchy Hellraiser.
What was funny is there was another AI on that thing, and that's meant to identify objects. You give it a picture, and it can identify what it is. It's quite good. If I get a picture of like a dog on a lead in a park, it would say it's a dog on a lead in a park. I tried giving it a picture of a pouch rat, and it came up saying cat sitting on the bed, and it just kept coming up cat sitting on the bed.
So it's not learned about pouched rats. It's they are a bit of a niche area, though. Let's face it.
It could not couldn't get the hang of it.
Well, that's what we're here for, though, aren't we? We're here to educate people, so you know.
I think so.
Right. So what else can we ask Chloe? What can we bring Chloe in on?
Well, so now you're sort of properly breeding. How does it feel?
Yes. It's like a roller coaster. It's I mean, when you first see the little jelly beans, it's oh my gosh! Even though you kind of know it's going to happen, it's still a little bit of a shock. And I mean, I personally just leave them just for a couple of days to settle in, and then, you know, when they're a couple of days old, I'll go in and check them, and I try to handle them from about 5 days onwards. I know everyone's a little bit different, just because my female can be a little bit temperamental because of her background, but I love it. I love seeing them grow up. I mean, they're all so unique in character, and you really always have one you fall in love with. And as much as you try not to, as much as you don't want to get that connection and bond, it always happens. But I think the main thing I love about breeding is meeting people such as yourselves, and you know, meeting new owners, being part of the community. And it's just amazing. It's been an amazing community to get involved in, and everybody is just so friendly and so helpful for everybody. So I think, yes, I do have the kind of pouch rat side of it, but you also sometimes forget about
it's the like-minded people, isn't it? You do.
I think, it just comes back to when we got Arthur, and although his breeder was really helpful, she was from Belgium, and in the UK there were a few bits and pieces of pockets of support and isolation, but we still floundered, didn't we? We felt a bit lost. So it's nice now because we're breeding and you're breeding, Chloe, and we can offer people that support that perhaps we didn't have at the start.
Yeah, of course. And I mean, you guys have supported me as well, because I've had to hand rear a pouch rat before, and unfortunately, I mean, she did get to quite an age, didn't she?
She was about 16 weeks old, wasn't she?
So yeah, about that, and then she just suddenly passed away, and you were so supportive of that, and I can't thank you enough, and it was absolutely heartbreaking.
It was a horrible time, and you weren't in the country, which made it worse. So
at that time, she had grown up, she was eating fine, doing everything, and obviously she was getting looked after by someone. It's no fault of their own, but
No.
we think obviously there must have been some kind of a genetic issue or something, and that's why the mother must have rejected her at that time. So that in itself was a learning curve of being a breeder as well. And of course, getting up every hour and hand feeding, and then every 2 hours, and then every 3 hours,
and then having to go to work. I was when Sally was being hand reared, I was taking her to work and would made an incubator, and I had to take all of that in the car, set it all up when I got to work, feed the animal, and then start work.
Well, luckily mine fell on the 2-week holidays, and I then took another 2 weeks, so then I had 4 weeks off. And then because my hours are kind of shorter hours of the day, because I work in a school, so I could come feed her first in the morning, and as soon as I get back, feed her again. But by that time, she was a little bit older, and she would sleep quite a lot through the day as well.
Yeah.
So I did have that 4-week period of pure exhaustion, but it was even though something so sad happened, it was well worth having that experience, and also being able to share that with other people as well.
Yeah, it's like from what I can remember, Chloe, the vet had a theory that she'd grown to a certain size and her heart couldn't manage the new weight, the new volume of blood to pump around the body. So chances are she'd had a heart defect from birth. The mum knew, we didn't know.
Yeah.
And when she got to a certain size, it wasn't able to work anymore. And I think, people have to take this on board, not just with rats, but with any animal. Dogs, it can happen with dogs and cats. It can happen with humans.
Yes,
so it really was. I think that was the bit, the thing though with, Alita and the support that we could offer at that horrible time for you that brought us all together.
Exactly, and that's the thing. I think even now with new owners coming on board, and they might be looking at the Twitter account, they might be looking at the Facebook account, or even on YouTube here. We are people who can try and provide as much information and support and help as we possibly can, and anybody is welcome. And no question is a stupid question.
No.
They aren't well-known creatures. They're not well-known.
You've got one in the background again.
We have, yeah, they're hopping everywhere. But that's the thing. Again, I can't thank the community enough. It's not just like you said. It's not just us as breeders, and it's everybody else. It's all you watching. Thank you.
It's fantastic, and it's exactly what we hoped for, isn't it?
It has, well, because there wasn't anything, was there, really?
No, and
it's just taken a while because it means that we're all a group and we're more organised, and that means that we can actually get things done.
Someone's shouting about a giveaway, Lewis. Do you think we should do that?
Yeah.
No, I've already done it. See, I think so. If you enter exclamation mark giveaway, I can see that Matt and Annette's done it.
Annette's on there. Alan's done it. Well, Alan's done one giveaway and I giveaway.
It doesn't pick it up. Is this software that I've got that picks them for you? So
Alan, it has to be an exclamation mark, dear. Hold down your shift key and press number 1.
It better not pick me. Somehow I've ended up on the giveaway,
Unless
even though I'm watching.
Oh, poor Alan. Come on, Alan, do it.
There we go.
Yay! We don't want you to miss out, Alan.
So, yeah, we can...
You're so faithful.
To give away a copy of Israel's book, which we had the society had a bit of an impact into.
Actually, Nettie and Alan are a nice way, again, Chloe, of us being tied together, because Alan has got a pouchy and Nettie's got a pouchy, and they've got one each from us. A boy and a girl, which is another lovely thing. And Nettie owned them years ago, so she's got experience long before we ever knew they existed.
It's yeah. I mean, for me, the best bit has got to be when you get these people that become owners and they just become this obsessive owner, and you know that you've converted someone entirely.
How can you not, though? They're beautiful.
Well, yeah.
And I think also we have to thank Nessie as well, and Matthew recently, who have obviously supported us because we needed to get a pouchy who needed a little bit of support and go to a new home, and we've had a really good kind of transition, haven't they? So Nessie and all, starting off in Sheffield, and I mean you can explain it a little bit further if you like. I mean, I think that's brilliant.
A certain young lady who started a life in Belgium through no fault of anybody's had to have a new home, and she came to the UK to live, and as fate would have it, really, she needed to be rehomed again, and her original owner wanted her back. So we all got together, did a little bit of organising, and a lot of talking and a lot of shuffling around, and between several of us, we managed to get this little pouchie from North Yorkshire to Belgium in 2 days?
Yes.
Yeah, so we had a proper little sort of pouchy express on the go, and that again is the strength of a community. One person could not have done that on their
Well,
own.
that's it. And the thing is, it was like, obviously, I had 2 people coming to get some little pouchy babies from me, and I just basically said, would you mind picking up this rat on your travels? And there was no question. It was no problem. Not at all. Came and brought them to my house, picked up their little baby and headed off home, dropped off this rat. And then we had another owner coming all the way up from down south, coming to collect one, picked up this rat and brought it down to you. And then we had someone coming from Belgium coming to your house and collecting the rat and going back off again.
Yeah.
And, it was just such a lovely environment to be in, and it was lovely to meet new people, but it was also lovely to see how people were just so engaged with each other and just like, no problem, no questions.
No, and there's none of this, oh, well, I want petrol money or anything.
We'll do it
Even
for the
though
animals.
people could fairly have asked for things like that, nobody did. It's not about that with us, is it? No, it's fantastic. And another thing I think it's important to point out that maybe separates us from some other groups is that we don't have a head. I think that, we are sort of at the forefront with the social media, and we'll keep that going. But we're not the experts for these animals. We know as little as everybody else, and we're just learning as we go along.
Yeah.
Oh, Annette won the book.
Annette won the book. Oh,
Annette
well
won the book.
done, well done. The book that we've got actually has been signed by Sally in her own special way. Would you like that one?
You can either have the one that we've got that's chewed a bit, or we'll order another one.
Yeah, it wasn't anything worse than chewing, but she has chewed the corner off.
She likes the book.
And get well soon, Annette. I hope that's a nice get well present, because she's really poorly at the moment.
Yeah.
Oh, bless.
Yeah, she's got a flu. You got the coronavirus.
Yeah, so it's not the
Oh,
coronavirus,
no,
is it?
no, thank you.
Every time someone coughs at the moment, everyone's going, "Oh, you've got the coronavirus." No, we haven't.
I get on the train, everyone coughs, and you just get this big
Everyone
circle.
gets
Everyone
that.
steps away.
We live in a very sort of suburban area, and there's a retail park about 10 minutes away with an Argos and a Pets at Home and things. And I was there tonight, and I saw someone there with a mask on,
Yeah, loads of people in London
wearing
masks.
a mask in Basildon. It was like, oh, please, just take
I
the
tell you
mask
something
off.
interesting with the coronavirus, actually. A little bit unrelated, but I don't know if you are aware that I do sign language.
Yeah.
And I'm a level 6 in British Sign Language. And I actually learned the new signs of the coronavirus.
Oh,
So
sure.
with British Sign Language, it is always an evolving language.
Mm.
And so the coronavirus, I'll see if I can show you. It's basically like this. So you're looking down a microscope.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
And then when you actually see the coronavirus itself, it's got all these forks on it, the actual
Yeah.
bacteria. And so they have this like this, they have this, and it spreads around, and then it goes like this because it spreads out. So this is the new British
So
Sign
it's
Language
this.
of coronavirus.
So there wasn't
So
there wasn't
share it
anything
with
for it before, and they've had to.
No, they've
Come up with something.
created a word,
Yeah.
a sign
Because
for
they had
the...
to create it. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, when I worked in special needs, I did up to level 3 Makaton, and I was quite proficient with that. And a lot of Makaton is to do with drawing scenarios with your hands, isn't it? But of
Yeah.
course, you use the language as well at the same time. So
Yes.
we've got
So it's like
coronavirus.
this, and then so you're looking down the microscope.
Right.
You've got it goes around, and then it spreads out.
Coronavirus. Is it
Yeah.
virus with both hands?
It's like a virus, yes. So it's like
So it's-
poorly ill
Coronavirus.
virus, yes.
Oh, very nice.
There you
Thank you,
go.
Chloe. In fact, we've probably got a sneak preview because not a lot of people who sign will know that one yet. It's a pretty
No,
new
it
one.
is a new
Mm.
site,
Isn't
and the
it?
thing is, British Sign Language is very regional as well. So the actual coronavirus sign could be completely different in a different part of this
It's
country.
like a different
So-
accent.
Yeah, I mean, for example, there's 22 different ways of signing the colour pink in the UK alone. So you just never know. So you literally have to learn regional slang everywhere.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
that's something I didn't know. I didn't know that they had, dialects almost
Yeah,
for sign
absolutely.
language. Wow, that's...
Yeah.
that's
Yeah, I didn't know
you
that
know
either.
where someone is from how they sound.
yeah. I mean, the most familiar if people have children, probably the most familiar figure is Mr. Tumble that uses Makaton.
Of course.
So everybody
Yes.
can say they know a little bit of sign language, but it's probably not the same one that you have to use in everyday life.
No,
It's-
I think Makaton and British Sign Language, they're quite different. but
yeah,
I think Makaton can still get you places.
yeah.
Definitely.
It's
Cool.
fascinating when you see somebody with Downs who can use it really well, because people with Downs are really sociable,
Yes.
but they can't always find, there's physical barriers to speech sometimes, and they can't always find the words, but
Absolutely.
they're really good with signing. People with
Yeah.
autism don't really have the need to communicate, so teaching them Makaton
Mhm.
it's counterproductive sometimes. It doesn't really
No.
do anything for them. But yeah, I mean, the sign language thing is great, so that can be our sign of the week, can't it?
Yes, that's
Sign of the week.
Coronavirus.
Yeah.
Well, Sorry, Blanche has asked, do we know what the sign for pouchy is?
Is there a
rat.
sign for pouched rat, Chloe?
So I would say that it would be pouch and then rat.
Ah,
Okay? So you've got your
Pouched.
pouches. So this is the actual sign for hamster.
Ah,
So I'm
this would be hamster.
that
rat.
works,
So
yeah.
I'm guessing it's going to be very similar to the hamster. And then you kind of get your fingers and you put them together like this. Yeah, and then you twist it as rat.
Ah.
Rat.
Rat. Yeah, so twist is like good luck, like fingers crossed,
Rat.
good luck, rat. So
Ah,
pouch, rat.
pouched rat.
There you go.
Mm.
I feel like I've
Learn
got pig's
something new every
trotters on the
day.
end of my hands, but you're good. You're so good at it, Chloe. Do you find you use it a lot at work?
Say again, sorry?
Do you use signing a lot at work?
Oh, all the time. Yes, I work with deaf children
Yeah.
in a secondary school environment, and today, for example, I have gone to a college and interpreted for children at an animal college. So
Yeah.
my whole life seems to be rolled around animals at the moment, which is great. But yes, and I'm learning all the time, especially when you're doing more technical language with the animals and doing the science and things like that. So I'm still having to learn, you know. But yes, I use it all the time, and I think it's brilliant. And also, I'm hearing impaired as well. And I'm hearing impaired because I got meningitis when I was 17. So I was working in a bank, and I kind of saw people couldn't communicate, and I kind of knew what that felt like. And I'd learned from my own experience, and I thought I'm going to learn sign language to be able to help other people, and that's what I've done. And it's brilliant, and it's a fantastic community as well. And sometimes I think a lot of the deaf community are quite misunderstood, unfortunately.
And it's incredible, really, because although, you know, meningitis had a devastating effect on you, it's also had an incredible effect in the
Of
life
course.
path it's taken you on, and
Of
the fact
course.
that, you know, it's something that you may never have thought of otherwise.
Of course.
You might
You've
still
got,
be
as you choose
working-
your path in life.
Yeah, you might still have been working in that bank.
Oh, yeah. I didn't particularly enjoy working in the bank, though.
No. So it's, you know, it's fascinating the strange way that the things lead us, the strange paths that we end up taking.
These the little things do make the
I
big
like-
difference.
I think
Yeah.
everything happens for a reason. That's my personal view.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have any religious beliefs, but I've got a strong belief in fate. And
Yeah.
that's kind of where we are, isn't it? That's how we've all ended up together, really.
Well, you think of me just buying my first pair of rats led to us being together. If I'd
Yeah.
never bought them,
And I bought my first pair of rats from Lewis, and that's how we met.
Oh, I didn't know
Yeah.
that. Wow.
Oh, yeah.
well,
we
years
both-
ago, I'd been to a zoo, and I come back and said to my then fiance at the time, "Oh, let's get some rats," and that led to me buying some more, and then getting into breeding eventually, and then years later, then breeding them, and then you buying them, and then led to me opening up a shop, which you then used to come into, and then
Well, the shop was just down the road from where I lived. It was just bizarre collection of coincidences that brought us together.
we
Yeah.
just got fond of each other, and then we just like left respective partners
Yeah.
for each other.
Yeah, in a flurry of madness, but it's
And now
all good.
You have how many rats together?
Well, we've got
Not as many
9
as we used
pouched.
to.
No, we've got 9 pouched rats, but the fancy
Yeah.
rats are on the decrease now because unfortunately we had an extension built to house the rats, which was fantastic for 4 years, and it started to subside. So there's
Okay.
going to be some major work to be done on that. We're hoping the insurance will cough up.
Somehow, I'm imagining not.
Well, we'll have to see, but the main thing is we've just got to stop breeding the fancy rats for now.
Yeah.
In case that-
I've had fancy rats since I was probably about 9 or 10 years old.
They're
That's how I got
lovely
started
pets.
in mine.
When you
They're
pick
so
them back up
Yeah.
offhand, the pouches, you're like, oh, they're so easy.
They're easy.
They just lay there and.
I mean, as pets for children, they're fantastic. I certainly wouldn't recommend a pouched rat as a pet for a child. It would have its finger
No.
off. But
No, especially the bites that they can inflict as well. I mean, some never do bite, some do, and when you get bitten, you know about it.
yeah, and then there's some, like, I mean, Bob's a good example, the one we've got. I used to carry him round lying on my arm with his, like this, with his legs over like that, over my arm. And I'd carry him all around the house, and he was absolutely gorgeous. Look at him.
He wanted to come off, he was trying to crawl. I'm like, then he'll go back down again. I'm just a climbing frame.
I
That's
just
all it
wanted to say hello. He's aware
See
that.
if
he
there's
was
anything going
trying
on
to climb
Pouch
my
Cam.
Yeah,
No, still nothing going on Pouch Cam. Sally still hasn't moved.
I'm
Is she
just
up and awake
saying.
yet?
No.
Ah, Annette's saying she's got a friend with hearing impairment, and Annette is going to teach her the pouched rat sign.
Ah.
That's good of you,
Brilliant.
Annette. So we've done something useful tonight. Chloe's done something
Yeah.
useful.
At least I can add something valuable, that's okay.
Oh, we've added loads, Chloe. We're really grateful for everything you've done, and it's lovely to be able to have you here to share it.
Did we
Well,
wanna-
thank you for inviting me.
Did we want to quickly talk about the fact that the thing with China banning, or at least starting to ban wildlife or wild animal sales? I think that was quite a big thing, really, for the sort of circles that we're in. Because from what I read, I mean, it's unlikely to do an instant effect, but I know that it's been frowned upon a lot more in recent years.
As
the
a
whole
result
eating
of this pandemic.
Yeah, of eating wild animals, but
Yeah. Well, maybe they'll leave the pangolins alone now and just let them free instead of eating them.
well, I'm curious because I follow a guy on YouTube who spends a lot of time in China, and he did a video when this first came out, and he said, "I know a lot of Chinese people, and I've lived there for a long time, and no one I know eats wild animals, and
No.
it's a really
I wonder if it's
weird
just
thing."
certain regions or maybe poorer areas or something
He
like
said
that.
it
Very-
is.
I would imagine
travelled
very,
quite a bit.
very traditional, remote areas.
He
that
said you
believe-
That's what
might
I
hear
was
of someone
thinking.
who's heard of someone who's eaten a bat once, but it's not something
No.
that you couldn't go into a restaurant and say I want a bat. That's not the sort of.
No.
But I think
No.
people assume that's the way China is. It's not. Sort of.
No, people
So I'm
have,
glad they're putting that.
you know,
that sort
people
of-
are, again, in very niche areas and probably very traditional areas, the belief that the animals have medicinal properties. They may be feeding something exotic like a pangolin, for example, to somebody with a terminal illness, hoping that it'll make them better. So although it's very easy to judge, you shouldn't be eating that. They've got reasons why.
I think it takes a long time. A country like China has gone from being, a very, very small economic country to like one of the biggest in the world.
Oh, yeah.
So you've still got generations who lived through them times, and that's going to take time for them to be replaced by people who would never even think of that. And that's when you're going to start
It's
seeing
like
the
a
changes.
cultural thing, isn't it? And
Yeah.
it's how, traditional they've learned, through their families.
Yeah, the things like that. It's same with a lot of the things in Africa. It takes years for these things, and ultimately it's the wildlife that suffer because of that, because it's been acceptable for so long. But I think it's a real big thing. If it
It's a massive tragedy that a pandemic has had to happen to spark a curb in the practices that are going on.
well,
But
technically it's kind of the second that's been caused by the
it's
same
all
reason.
to the good, really. If change can be brought about, then yeah.
But I think for the sort of circles we're in, I think that's a real big achievement. I think it's a real big thing.
Yeah,
It's going to take years
the kind of things
to
that
really
we care
work.
about. It's definitely a
course.
step forward.
Yeah.
Yeah. What other news have we got? Baby news. The baby's here. 2 boys. Still yet to find homes for them at the moment. A couple of people have shown interest, but there's nothing confirmed. And they're 12 days old today, and they are absolutely gorgeous. And I'm going to have to go and moisturise their little tails and make sure they're all right after we're finished.
Yeah. Have you ever had problems with the tails drying out?
Actually, I did from a previous litter. Oh,
Yeah.
Boing.
I have had from previous litter once before, and I did actually have to put cream on them too. Oh,
Yeah.
thank you, lovely. But then the other 2 litters I've not had any issues. So I'm not sure whether that's we have moved house since then, so they are in a different room. So
I
I'm
have
not
an
sure whether the
idea. What it
environment-
could be. Do you have the babies in the same room that you have your fish tank in?
No.
Oh.
But
That was my theory.
Saying that, I have them, and nobody freak out about this. It's all secure. I do have snakes, and the snake. So it's a warm room in there, but it's not like a dry one.
No,
It's
this
like
is it's the humidity that
It's
they
humid,
need.
yeah, because
Yeah.
I mean, I've got a Brazilian rainbow boa as one of them, and they need to be quite humid anyway in themselves. So I don't know whether that might be part of it.
I think you could be right. Since we've had Lolo and the babies in the sort of kitchen diner area where the marine tank is, the humidity's really helped with the tails. We've had a little bit of dryness, but nothing really serious.
No,
Yeah.
it has made a big difference.
Yeah, they're very well and healthy, really fat, and yeah.
It is just so important. I mean, obviously the mother does look after them, but there are things such as the tails, and I mean, obviously, you know, if you do leave that, they can lose their tails. It can get necrotic. It can die off. And,
Yeah,
you know,
and there's no
the
real...
pouchy for its white-tipped tail, so we don't want to lose that, do we?
We do not want to lose that white-tipped tail, not at all. And it's so easy to remedy with a £6 tub of lanolin off the internet.
Absolutely.
It does wonders. It's brilliant.
No, they need their tails.
They do need
Very
their
important
tails.
for them.
Yeah,
They need their tails for balancing.
what do you think, Mouse?
Yeah, as Mouse is
Bouncing
demonstrating in the
around,
background.
Yeah, waving his tail around. I think he's gone. Oh, there he is.
No. Let's have a last Sally check.
We'll
No.
see if Sally's doing anything now.
Still nothing.
No, trust her to be contrary. She was jumping around all over before we went on air, wasn't she?
She was.
She was.
Yeah.
Typical.
Always
Oh,
the way.
bless her. And he's just frozen to the spot now. Look, this is my good side.
It's just, oh yeah, absolutely.
And my other side's good too. And my top's nice and my back's nice.
Well, at least he's not licking the walls.
Oh, he's lovely.
You know what? When I've seen on the Facebook group, there's so many poultry that lick walls. I haven't had that. I've not experienced that.
God, I think all of ours.
They've
all
made
of ours lick it.
a complete mess because we've got 9 and they all come out. Not all at the same time, I hasten to add. But if one of them has scent glanded the wall with their cheek glands, which is really what they're doing, another one will come along and do it on top to cover it up and make it their smell. And it's such a tragedy, really.
But I wonder whether it's because I've just got 2 males that live in the same accommodation together that they don't seem to have that kind of rivalry with each other.
They might not
very
feel the need
good
to
balance
compete.
between them. So,
Yeah.
and I mean, I think the father as well. He's always been a great father and very attentive to the babies as well. So I think having the son with him, he just accepted him straight away. Didn't have a problem, and they curl up with each other all the time.
Yeah, that's a good point. It is more the males that do it, and Sally does it, but then Sally's totally abnormal anyway. I've long given up figuring out what Sally's about.
I give up on trying to understand her.
We just have to accept her the way she is.
And we love her the way she is. Absolutely adore her. She's very, very special. Anyway, we are probably unpouched for now, aren't we?
I think we probably are unpouched. Floki says that Floki says, Annette says Floki makes great art.
Well, Floki,
Yes, Floki does make great art.
Floki is from the House of Varley, isn't he? He's one of ours.
Yeah.
He's an NPRS baby.
Does happen. Well, I hope, this has been a bit different. I hope it's kind of worked. The guys watching, if you liked this, let us know. We'll carry on doing it if people like it and people will watch. If people don't want to watch, then we don't need to keep doing it. Either way, it's fine.
Yeah, and to have you on here, Chloe, as a guest has been fantastic. It's worked
thank you for having
I know
me.
there's been a few technical blips, but it's worked so well to have another person. So thank you.
Brilliant. Well, I do think that we have got so much to actually give the viewers who are watching it. There is so much information out there, and I think us collectively as a team and as a committee, and even the people, if they want to throw some ideas at us, we are more than willing to do a bit of research. And if you have something valuable that you want to share, but you just need someone who's got a platform to be able to do that, we are more than willing to do that for you. And even if you've got some requests, I mean, I have quite a few different species of animals here I'm willing to share with you. If you've got any signs that you want to learn, I'm sure Claire and Lewis both have things that they can teach you as well. So I would say just keep on watching because we have got so much more in store for you.
That is fantastic, Chloe. It's really quite exciting to have all this on board now with you. All I would say to anyone doing requests is that we're not going to do it naked. We're definitely not going naked. That's a bridge too far.
Not unless it's for charity.
Bottomless maybe would be all right. We could all do it bottomless and no one would know.
No, we could
I've
be now.
got some horrible pictures in my head right now. I wish I hadn't said that.
Oh, no, it's true.
No, it's not true. He is wearing something, and I'm wearing something. Right, let's go.
All right, I think that's us done.
And on that note.
On that note, Thanks very much,
bye
guys.
for now, everybody.
We'll see you later.
Two
Bye.
weeks time. Bye.